So I'm back at Droitwich Spa. I've been here a few times in the past. It's not the end of my journey yet. I'm going to catch another train from here to Kidderminster. Here's Kidderminster Station, and very smart it is too. And of course right next to it is the Severn Valley Railway. Nice old station building there. Going to be worth my while coming back here one day, I think, and taking a trip on this. Oh, look, a fish and chip shop. No time to hang around now though. My destination is down that way. I think it's about a mile, and I think I'm going to use Google Maps just to be sure I don't want to take a wrong turn. So that's bridge number 15 on the Staffordshire and Worcestershire Canal. This is the canal I've come to see today, and I'm going to walk the 3 miles from here in Kidderminster to the start of the canal at Stourport on Severn. Some boaters facilities here. There's a water point, and I imagine the rubbish bins etc. are somewhere up the steps. This is a very old looking bridge. This stone bridge, isn't it? Oh, it looks pretty low too. It's bridge number 14, Caldwell Mill Bridge. It does look an old one. Just look how low this is. A couple of boats tied up on the other side. I think they're private moorings. I'm not sure, there is a sign there. Find out now. Yeah, they're private moorings. Possibly owned by people who live in these flats, I suppose. Well, doesn't that look inviting? Welcome to the watermill. That does look so inviting. Now, there's two problems. One, I haven't really got the time, and two, I can't walk on water. Some people might think I can, but I can't. Can't go anywhere without taking a picture of some mud, you know. I mean, that's almost like a trademark for my videos now, isn't it? Just coming up to my first lock of the day. Look at that lovely red sandstone over there. This is Caldwell Lock. It's full at the moment. I can see there's a boat coming up, so they're going to have to empty the lock before they can go through. If I only had a windlass on me, I'd start emptying it for them. Thank you very much. Cheers. Canal's nice and wide. Very pretty. Reminds me a bit of the Monmouthshire and Brecon, only about twice as wide. Yeah, Monmouthshire and Brecon is more like a stream compared to this. Very pretty. Been very lucky with the weather today. And just look at this gorgeous towpath. And I'm on foot this time. No Brompton, I'm afraid. You can see a tree has come down into the canal on the other side there. On a more narrow canal, that would be quite a major problem. And I suppose they would clear it with some urgency. But this canal is so wide that boats can still very easily get past. Another example of these fantastic railway viaducts. This one, I believe, carries the Severn Valley Railway from Kidderminster up to Bridgnorth, I think it is. It would be wonderful if a steam train happened to be going across now, wouldn't it? So far, for most of the way, the river has been running parallel to the canal. A couple more boats tied up down here. Our boat's making the most of the bright sunshine. It's got its solar panels up. The canal is so wide, it's fantastic. Really is. I am very impressed so far, and this could well be a canal that I'll be bringing Gladys down. Coming up to the next lock. By the looks of it, I'd say that's a winding hole because it's so wide. Just on the approach to the next lock. So this lock is Falling Sands Lock, and looks like it's being emptied. Now I've only seen one boat coming up, so I guess there must have been another boat further down the canal which has recently gone through. Otherwise I'd have expected this to be full. Perhaps we'll catch up with that boat. Hope so. It's very picturesque, isn't it? Got this very quaint cast iron bridge across the top. As usual, I've got my Nicholson's guide, so I am now right there at Falling Sands Lock, and I'm headed down along the towpath to Stourport on Severn. Got about another 2.5 miles to go, I think. Another pipe bridge. Fabulous piece of engineering. It's a wildlife reserve around here, I think. Yeah, still pretty muddy, so decision not to bring the Brompton was probably a good one. Another reason why I didn't bring the Brompton today is that I've been quite busy taking apart the largest Holzhausen, which I built in, I think, February of last year. I finally managed to take that apart because we found some room for it. And it came to a total of about 61 wheelbarrows full of logs that I had to push from the orchard to the far side of the house, and then throw them into the woodshed. And that took a few days. And by the end of it, my shoulders and my neck and my back were really quite painful, and they're still playing up a bit. So I don't think lifting the bike in and out of the car and lugging it around would have been very sensible. But hopefully I'll feel better soon, and next time I'll be able to bring the bike. But I would have been most disconcerted with all this mud, let's be honest, and I probably would have gone on about it quite a lot too. This is Aldington Bridge, bridge number 10. Lovely reflection of the water on the bricks. I always like seeing that. Cyclist dismount. Yeah, seems like a good idea to me. It's pretty low. There's a boat moored up just after the bridge. look at the wall, the rock on the other side of the canal, where the canal was literally dug out of all this. Some kind of sandstone, I suppose. Chap just came running by, didn't shout any kind of warning at all. Nearly jumped out of my skin. I have to admit it, I find these long straight stretches really quite tedious for walking, because unless you see something interesting like a fallen tree or duck or something or other, it seems to take an age. I suppose I'm walking at about 2 or 3 miles an hour, and it's quite a long stretch this. Intrepid cyclist. He did at least give me some warning before he came past. He's not exactly breaking the speed limit though. This is quite a sharp right hand bend. Nice and wide though. Just after the bend is, yeah, a bridge, and that is bridge number 9, Bullocks Lane Bridge. Charming name. Oh dear, look at all this. Good thing the Brompton is safely at home, nice and dry. This is Upper Mitten Bridge, it's bridge number 8. So we're getting closer now. According to the Nicholson Guide, there should be a railway bridge not long after this. This towpath forms National Cycle Route number 54. Well, what about that for a waterside residence? And look, they've even got their own little wharf for tying up their boat. Isn't that simply stunning? And here is the railway bridge, disused I think now. Very tempting sight. This is the Bird in Hand, Stourport on Severn, but I've got a little farther to walk yet. Must get down as far as the basin and the River Severn. Bridge number 6 is Gilgal Bridge, which is a road bridge. Definitely back in civilization now. I can hear lots of traffic and other sort of noises around. Bridge number 5A, Baldwin's Bridge, which suggests there's also a number 5 close by, I should think. There's an incredibly strong smell of fish and chips in the air. I wonder if I might have time to go and investigate. And indeed, here is number 5. This is Lower Mitten Bridge, faced in sort of a concrete, and I think then we're arriving into the basin. You can see the lock ahead. To moor here for up to 5 days. Wow, that's pretty cool. This is York Street Lock, and I believe this lock opens into the basin. They're just filling the lock at the moment for a boat to come through. just after the lock, immediately after, is Wallfield Bridge, which is bridge number 4. Isn't that a pretty sight? All those colourful boats, and the clock tower over there in the corner. Beautiful. Looks like the fair has come to town. There's an impressive array of cruisers, isn't there? It's pretty substantial. Oh yeah. Pretty deep and pretty wide. Some moorings still over here. And then we come to the river lock itself, which opens out onto the River Severn. 2 sets of locks, those were the wide locks, and then there's a set of narrow locks. So this is where you'd be taking a narrowboat like Gladys, come in under this bridge and through this flight of narrow locks. There's actually a staircase, so each lock opens up into the next one and becomes the water level of the next one. This is a dry dock. You see a couple of boats in here being worked on. So they were floated in and then the water was all pumped out, leaving them high and dry on these wooden beams so they can be worked on. Probably to be blacked. That's to have the bottom half of the boat coated with a special black paint. Some lucky passengers having a trip up the River Severn. That's quite a large boat, isn't it? Called the River King. Very good. That looks like a lot of fun. Here I am back at the Severn Valley Railway station, and the mainline station is just next door, just 100 yards, 50 yards maybe. I've come in here to have a nice cup of tea and some cake, and I've just bought myself a roll. Unfortunately couldn't do the chip shop after all. Hope you enjoyed this visit down the Staffordshire and Worcestershire Canal as far as Stourport. It was a nice walk, and I was very impressed by the width of the canal, and it's very, very pretty. So it'd be really nice to bring Gladys and our boat down here when I get her. Definitely be coming back another day. If you liked the video, please give it a like, and feel free to leave comments. I always welcome comments, and if you haven't subscribed already, please think about doing that. That would be much appreciated. And yeah, so that's it. I'll catch you next time, hopefully from another canal again, and maybe with the Brompton next time, depending on the weather. And also depends on how my shoulder stands up after today. So I'll see you soon. Bye.